What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to review The Suicide of Rachel Foster. So this game was provided to me by the developers, so I do want to thank them. With that being said, that's got no, hold on what I'm about to say on this game, and I do have some negative things to say, as well as positives. I honestly did not know that this game was already out on, PC. People have been playing this game, 6 months ago. So now it's out on consoles. Fantastic. More people get the chance to play it, and here's my thoughts on it. So, look, let's say one thing I do love about it very, very early on, and one thing that stands out to me early on in this game is the ambiance, what the world actually is. It's fantastic. It's very scary and creepy, even though technically it's not trying to be. But being in this hotel by yourself, in the middle of a storm, even during the daytime, it's and things will remain in places that you put them. So, if you have a door open and then you leave and you come back, that door will still be open. Multiple times, I was like, oh, shoot, was I the one? And it's not, again, it's not, at least early on, it's not meant to really be anything more than you're just here, you do the tasks, you keep going. It's just it's a constant thing. I'm not going to spoil it. There are some serious twists and turns in this game, which, again, I do have to give them praise for. I do think, overall, the characters, the storytelling is, I would say, unique. There are other games that do it, and we will talk about that in a second, but it is, I guess it's solidly unique, and it also is, I would overall say, a solid game. I'm not disappointed by this game. It surprised me in a couple really solid ways. Here's what I will say, though. I think it's trying to be two different games. It's trying to be Firewatch, and it's trying to be Gone Home. I don't think it does either of those things as good as those games. What I will say, though, is it tries to be both, and so I think overall it maybe elevates this game just a bit. Firewatch, I think, obviously, if you guys have seen anything on this game, The Suicide of Rachel Foster, you'll know what I mean. You basically are talking to another person, okay? And it happens, throughout the game. You experience, obviously, a story with this person. He's helping you out with tasks. He's telling you what to do, but you're having conversations. You get to pick a couple different dialogue things, and so on and so on. If that isn't Firewatch, now, was Firewatch the first game to do that? Not necessarily, but Firewatch was really the first game that I think really... And I played Firewatch. Actually, that was one of the first games that ever took Podcast Now and kind of elevate. We were... At that time, I had maybe 30, 40, 50 subscribers, and Firewatch actually was my first big video on Podcast Now, which will always hold kind of a special moment in my heart. But overall, I didn't think Firewatch actually was the greatest game, but the dialogue between your character and Delilah in that game was awesome, was absolutely incredible. Those characters were incredible. Where they took their dynamic was incredible. So I'd say, that was the best part of Firewatch. This game, again, tries to do that. I would say it does not do it as well, but again, it does it. It does it, I would say, solidly. It just doesn't do it as well as Firewatch. And then Gone Home, if you guys don't know that game, but that game, it's very, very popular. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it. That game is, you go into an empty house and you basically figure out what happened. And it's an amazing, beautiful story. I had heard so many great things about Gone Home, and then I think it was a PlayStation Plus game. It was a free game for PlayStation Plus years ago, probably 3-4 years ago, and it was a full year or so after the game came out. I had seen so many positive things. I think I knew the spoiler of what was actually going on beforehand, which kind of sucked, but then I played the game, and I'm fully on board with the people that say that game was one of the better games that have ever come out. It was a phenomenal, and it was again, why was it so good? Because of basically trying to piece everything together, going into all these rooms, exploring things, reading things, kind of getting the story inadvertently, not through, again, people telling it to you. So again, this game has it with, the phone call, but it also has, basically inadvertent storytelling where you're trying to figure stuff out by picking things. That's kind of where the game, I would say, falls apart. The game is not very good at that. The game has a very small reticle that you're moving around the screen, and it has to be very, very specifically on an item in order to pick it up, in order to look at it. And oftentimes, most things in this game are things that don't actually have anything to do with the story of the, you're picking up a comb at points. You can pick up a lot of different things, but again, a lot of things are kind of pointless. So it's difficult. This is a lot bigger of a area, by the way, than Gone Home. That's the thing. This game is obviously newer than Gone Home, and I'm not saying it's literally trying to rip them off, but it's very very, very close to both of them. But the thing is, it's in a hotel. It's more eerie. Again, you have the storm that's going on outside. It's trying to have a dynamic between two characters at the same time. But you're also allowed to go throughout this hotel and explore. And some things, again, just are not at all interesting. And I think that's kind of the thing that hurts this game the most. I'm not saying there isn't things to be found in this game. I'm not saying because there is, there is a story there to learn about, and the things you find in the game do help you with that. But there's just so much kind of it's weird because I would almost call it filler. You see with like a movie or a television show, right? Filler episodes, and this game, the filler I'd say in this game are the things you can interact with that don't really have any point, being there. And again, even the controls are kind of weird, especially the picking up. The circle to pick things up is way too small. It doesn't lock onto the item all that well. Like, you have to be in even if you're on the item, if you're not on a specific part of the item, it won't let you interact with it, which that's a very small gameplay mechanic, but for a game like this, I would say it's basically crucial that you nail that. It's just kind of like an ease of use thing that I don't love. Now, you could be saying, okay, you're focusing a lot on that. Well, again, I'd say this game, and that's kind of where I would put this review. I don't think this is a bad game. I don't hate this game. I don't think this game is a great game either. I know I've seen people say like they were really invested in the story. I mean, the story is very solid, okay? And again, the twists and turns, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to get into it. But there's definitely, I'd say, a reason. Is that the best way of saying it? I'd say there's a reason to play this game. It's very short. It's like 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours if you're doing like literally everything. So it's a very, very short game. You can get in and get out, which, again, like a Gone Home, I beat Gone Home in one go. I don't even know how long, maybe 2.5, 3 hours. I just beat it one night. Okay, I remember. My parents, I think, went out to dinner or something, and I played this game from start to finish, and I just beat the entire thing. So, there is value. Firewatch was a longer game, by the way. There is value to a game like that, and I've always kind of respected games. Obviously, they're indies. Obviously, they're just smaller games in general, but I've always respected them because, I don't know, I don't, there's a lot of open world games that'll take you 50, 60, 70 hours. That's a lot. Most times, I don't beat games like that. Games that are very, very short, you get in, you experience it, you get out. There is a lot of value, I would say, to that. So, as always, I'd say just make your own call on this game. If you got nothing to do, we're entering a busier time of gaming, which kind of sucks for a game like this because we have Avengers, we have Tony Hawk, we have Kingdoms of Amalur, we have Mario coming out next week, we have the Mafia remake coming out the week after. So there's a lot of games out. I would say if you're not interested in those, but you're interested in these kind of, interactive storytelling games, this is definitely, I'd say, right up that alley. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Have you played this game before? Have you seen it before? What would you say about this game? Let me know in the comments. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. I do a new video on this channel every single day. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.